What up, Daniel? And don't forget to click the link to B.O.B.S. The link is in the description, and I pinned it in both channels. Let's get to the news. No one lies, no one lies, no one lies, we don't care. Whether it's the thrill of victory or the agony of defeat, we'll cover it all here on Broad Street. I'm your boy, Mrs. Miss Kukak, YouTube representing the Birds. Before we get to our opening statements, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, like, subscribe, and comment to the Birds of Broad Street YouTube channel. We got 141 subscribers. Let's get that up. The link is in the description. The link is I pinned it to both channels. So please subscribe to the Birds of Broad Street YouTube channel. Okay, can y'all do that for me? Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Like, subscribe. Comment to the Birds of Broad Street channel. All of our channels. That's me, Simone, King DV, Smitty, One Trick J Rock, and Villay Nation. Please subscribe to us. Thank y'all for watching. We got lots of content on the show. So with that, let's get to the opening statements, which is Nick Sirianni and Howie T press conference. Salute to Jeff for providing the content, providing the press, because we don't want to do it via the Eagles.
All right, guys. Here we go. Did you have one, or did I put you on the spot?
So let's go ahead and let's listen to. We're going to listen to Howie Roseman. We're going to react to him, and then we're going to go to Nick Sirianni. And again, subscribe to the Birds of Broad Street YouTube channel. Let's react to old Howie T.
But anyone else who directs in a tux gets the next question. Well, you know what? On and off the field, obviously, the end of the season didn't go the way we wanted to, but at the same time, making the playoffs 6 of the last 7 years, being in 2 of the last 6 Super Bowls, I feel like we've developed some sort of winning culture. Now we got to add to that, and I think we got a lot of work to do. I'm a little bit excited about kind of aggressively going after some future players that we did to start this off and bringing back at least one of our guys. So it's a good start, but we got a lot of work to do, and I'm excited to do it with the people that we get the opportunity to do it. Well, I'd say this, Hassan, obviously, unbelievable player for the Philadelphia Eagles. Local kid, great success story, Camden, Temple, Philly. Love having Hassan. I think that, anything that you're trying to do, you're trying to blend, obviously, what you're trying to do this year and how you're going to look in the future. And I think that's the hardest job. But certainly, don't want to get into any specifics with any conversations with players, but have tremendous respect for the player and the person.
So basically, Howie Roseman really wants to get Hassan Reddick deal done. Take it as you will.
I think honest communication is the best case scenario with all your players, and understanding where you stand and not being afraid to have open doors of communication and hearing where they feel and where we feel. He had the initial conversation.
First time you ever met Kirby, your initial reaction when you visiting with him, and what makes he and his coaching staff so successful preparing their guys?
Yeah, well, I think when you talk about Kirby and you talk about the experiences he had that led him to Georgia, I mean, phenomenal experiences, history of winning, and then he's got a culture down there, working and mentality, and obviously that travels on both sides of the ball. And you watch our defensive guys, and they're prepared to work. You know, they're not looking for any half-ass ways of doing things. They're looking to work hard and to win and compete, and that's because of the culture he set.
In terms of facade, how much does this affect your plans when it comes to the draft? Look for a little bit more
Yeah, I'd say it's obviously, it's always a position that we're evaluating, we're looking at. So I don't think that anything's changed in terms of that. It's our job to make sure we're prepared for any eventuality of at any position. And you do that by preparing for the draft process, which this is a great part of that is getting more information and information gathering, knowing what's out there in free agency, and knowing where your players are. Well, just the way you take advantage of anything, you just bring in a lot of good people. I think that's the key is for us to bring in good people overall to try to keep those guys in Philadelphia, to sign them to extension and build a culture of guys who it's important for them. The team's important, the city's important for them, and I think we got a good start on that.
How much does it change when you say you don't want to overreact to an aberration as analyzed as we do the last few weeks as an aberration?
I don't know that I think about it other than how do we improve? How do we get better as
Talking
quickly as
about
we
the
can?
last season,
How do we put our resources in the right position? How do we make good decisions after good decisions? Certainly, we weren't good enough. I think that luckily we've gotten to a point here where the standard is trying to compete for world championships. And so if a season ends, whether it's this year, which was disappointing, or last year, which was disappointing, that's really what we're trying to do. So I think it's clear to me that we weren't good enough to do that this year. And so I got to do whatever I possibly can to do better. And I got to look at it with open eyes and think about, what things that I can do to help the team do better next year.
How what's your biggest concern when evaluating the quarterbacks? What's some of the things that you don't want to see? Could be off field or even on like their play.
Are you talking about just in general about quarterbacks?
When you're doing the evaluation process, what are some of the scary things that you don't?
Yeah, I think just look at our starting quarterback and the traits that he has. Unbelievable work ethic, unbelievable physical talents, desire to be coached, a desire to learn. Off the field, all he wants to do is work and be with family and friends. And so, I think it's a lot of the things that you'd look for, in any leader in any organization to have these kind of traits. And obviously, there are physical parts of that go with accuracy and anticipation and being able to extend plays and being able to make every throw.
I would think you've had the luxury in recent years of not needing a rookie to play a ton right away. But are there ways in which that sort of complicates the self scouting?
I think when we look back and Coach and I talk about it a little bit, it's okay to play some young players. It's okay for them to get experience and kind of see what you have. And based on where some of our guys were, they had the ability to sit back and learn a little bit because of the situations that we were in. I think going forward, it's going to be harder to do that. Obviously, just as you look at our team and who is making a lot of money, and we had a little bit of extra picks over the last couple of years. So I think that it for us to play our young players, to develop them, I think that's something that Coach and I have talked about, to not be afraid of. That's why you draft them. That's why you sign them. And so you have that, and you'll have a depth chart where they'll be a little bit uncomfortable about, this guy necessarily hasn't shown it, but we believe in this player. And so I think that'll be an area for us to kind of maybe grow on. And I don't want to say improve because we had good players at those positions, but it's exciting, I think, in a lot of ways.
Howie, when it comes to the cap,
How come? Yeah, I think that, again, I think going back to the question, I think you want to improve every area, every layer of your team. Certainly, I think when we look back at last offseason, we made a conscious decision to kind of put a little bit more resources onto the offensive side, knew that we'd lose some good players on defense. I think looking back, certainly miss some of those guys. That starts with me and making those decisions. And so I don't think there's an area that, we wouldn't, be open to addressing. Now, if you look at our defense and you're just kind of honest with it, Well, we have a lot of young players at defense tackle, right? So is that as big a priority as other areas? Just being honest, probably not. But that's also an important position. So we're also not going to be in a position where we're going to turn down a guy because the resources are already there because we believe in the D line so much. I'm gonna come. I'm gonna come. I'm gonna come. I promise. Are you a Colts writer? Okay, that gives me perspective. Yeah, it's funny because last year at the combine, Shane's room was on the same floor as mine, and like 3 times I was trying to see him. I hadn't seen him since the Super Bowl, and he texted me. He's like, "I got something for you." So I'm sitting there. I'm going, "This guy's gonna give me a great present." He's so happy of the players we got him. He's got this head coaching job and head coaching money, and so like I'm thinking in my mind, I'm like, "Is he getting me a watch? Is he getting me freaking sneakers? All the things I like." And he's like, "Bro, I have this green sport jacket." I'm like, "We have nothing similar in terms of body types, you and I, bro. I can't even wear this." So I actually just gave it to Nick. So, which probably different body types too. So I think that, Shane has this savant-like approach to football. He's all ball all the time. Any conversation you want to talk to him about football, about players, he's there. If you want to talk to him about current events, he'll kind of give you that, what? But I think that's what makes him such a great coach, is because he's always working on things. He's got tremendous confidence in his knowledge and his ability. And I certainly think the Colts are lucky to have him. I'm gonna come. I promise. I think that goes back to the point about some younger players and kind of in retrospect, just seeing, him certainly in the playoff game, one of the guys who played well in the playoff game, maybe giving him a little bit more time during the year and experience. We talked about that. He's got all the right tools in his body. He's got the right mentality. And at the same time, he's got to go out and show it. I'm going. I'm coming. I'm boom, boom.
When you look at salary cap, how does it change the way you approach yourself?
Well, I think you still got to be cognizant of how you want to build a team. I think you still got to be aware of guys coming up for contracts that you want to keep, that you don't anticipate losing. And I think it also gives you some flexibility to not force things,
I've been around. It's just, I'm waiting for the right time to make a video. I made a video. When was the last time I made a video? A real one. Let's see. Live. The last time I made a video was 5 days ago. Outside of that, it's been nothing but live streams. So, and I don't know if you did or not, Skull, but if you would like, please, along with everyone, please subscribe to the Birds of Broad Street podcast YouTube channel. Me, Simone, King DV, Smitty, One Trick Trey Rock, Philly Notion. The link is in the description. The link I pinned it on both channels. Please subscribe to the Birds of Broad Street YouTube channel. It really would help me out. Please and thank you. All right? The next video is coming. I'm just waiting for the right time to do it. But I want to give you, it's better to talk to my people live. That's what I think. It's better to talk to you guys live. Right. So let's get back to Howie Roseman. And then we're going to get to Nick Sirianni. Well, we'll get to my reaction, and then we'll get to Nick Sirianni. So, by the way, let me check the B.O.B.S YouTube channel so I can check the counter and see how you guys are doing. Because if you care about your boy, you would click that link. Sub Twist Digger. Yep. We're just reacting to Howie Roseman, and then we're reacting to Nick Sirianni. And again, y'all, if you're jumping in, get them likes up, hit that notification bell, subscribe to the Birds of Broad Street YouTube channel. For those who did, salute. For those who didn't, don't come in here without hitting that link. It's on both channels. Hit that link. I see one person on the Hardcore Sports. Salute to you. One person on my channel. Two people on Hardcore Sports. One on my channel. One on on X, another one on X. Let's get to the Birds of Broad Street YouTube channel. You will not be disappointed. So let's get back to Howie T.
To have the ability to walk away from a deal and understand that that may come about at another time. So I don't think you want, it's still the same amount of money. It's like, if you win $5, it's still your $5. You know, you don't want to just throw that $5 out and pretend like, you know, it's not yours. So this is our salary cap money. We got to make sure that we're still making good decisions with it, because at the end of the day, as we go forward, we do have a lot of guys making a lot of money.
We'll do a couple more.
Yeah, I think that there are talented players on the free agent market. You know, obviously we got a couple guys there from our team that are going to be free agents, and I think that at the end of the day, talented players end up getting paid. You know, and it's just, I think where
What up, AK?
I'm getting a little distracted by the freaking.
Sorry, Howie. Excuse me. What up, AK? What up, everybody? Salute to everybody that's joining me on Broad Street News. What up, AK? Salute to everybody. Again, I cannot stress this enough. Subscribe to the Birds of Broad Street YouTube channel. You will not listen. Broad Street Aftermath on Sunday. B.O.B.S. with the Broad Street Click. Join the clique of me, Moan, King DV, Smitty, One Trigger Trey Rock, Philly Notion, Broad Street News, post-game show coming in September. You will not be disappointed. The link is in the description. The link I pinned it on both channels. You will not be disappointed. Help us out. Salute. Thank you, Skull State of Mind. You will not be disappointed. I promise y'all. You will not. Listen to me. Y'all won't be disappointed. Go watch last Monday's episode. You will not be disappointed. I promise you. I don't want to say that line, but I promise y'all will not be disappointed. The coolest cat, King DV, One Trigger Trey Rock, Simone with the Spazoids, Philly Notions coming back, Smitty Eagle. You will not be disappointed. Get them likes and subscriptions up. Don't believe me? We're talking about old Howie T on Broad Street News. And Nick Sirianni. So come on.
Is Dom doing the security? Are you doing John Lynch's security right now, Dom? They left. So I think everyone will kind of have value on players just like any other position, and obviously those guys handle the ball a lot, and they're important players.
Given Nick's experience as a defensive coordinator, does he get more sway when it comes to personnel?
I'm sure he thinks that. No, I'm just kidding. You know, obviously tremendous respect for Vic. Know him for a long time. And he's had tremendous success. And I think when we talk about how we build a team overall, obviously that's something that's important to us. But by the same token, knowing what the coordinator is important to the coordinator and the system so that it could be successful is important as well. What did you? Well, Devontae is an incredible person, an incredible player, obviously homegrown, young guy. You know, without getting into specifics, those aren't guys that you really want to leave. You know, obviously, those guys are unbelievable players, unbelievable people, and they deserve the right to decide what's best for them. And, you know, we'll wait and give them whatever time and space they need to make the right decisions. And I think the important thing from our perspective is you'd never want to see them wearing different colors. And I think for us, no matter when that is, if they want the opportunity to come back, we'd want to have the opportunity to bring them back.
All right, last one, guys. He played some slot tonight. You guys slot
I think he's an outside guy. I think when you look at the skill set there, I think that, you know, that was one of the positions that as we got into the summer, we kind of knew we needed some depth there. We gave some guys opportunities to do it. You know, I got to do a better job of bringing in more guys to be able to play that position. I think that's one area that kind of you felt like in August maybe we need to add. So we tried some guys, but when you look at JB and his history and his success as an outside corner, to ask him to do something which is really a different position is hard. Yeah, he's under contract, part of our plans.
All right. Thanks.
Yep, he was talking about James Bradbury. Hold on.
Being a few months.
Hold on. Before we get to Nick, let's react. Let's talk about what Howie Roseman said. But before we do that, let me show y'all how we looking right now for the B.O.B.S channel. Yes, 143. It would be nice if it would be 145 or 146 or 147. I'm just saying. So, it would be nice. But yeah, when it comes, let me move myself up. Cool. When it comes to Howie Roseman, what he has to say, I love what he has to say. He talks about keeping Hassan Reddick, which we need to do. Hassan Reddick should be our number one priority. Hassan Reddick should be our number one priority along with Smitty and Lander Dickinson. We got to get those people signed. He talked about Devontae Smith, which, hey, get that boy signed. I need Devontae Smith, my God, signed, sealed, and delivered. It would be a crime to not sign my guy. It would be a total crime to not sign. Just like it would be a total crime if y'all didn't hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, like, subscribe, and comment to the Birds of Broad Street channel and all of our channels. It would be a crime. It would be a crime to not hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, like, subscribe, and comment to the Birds of Broad Street channel and all of our channels. And it would also be a crime if Devontae Smith, Hassan Reddick, and Lander Dickinson wouldn't be signed. It would have been a crime. By the way, hit that subscribe button, notification bell, and likes. It would be a crime if those guys ain't in Midnight Green, Kelly Green, Black in the Lake. It would be a crime. It would be a total crime. Howie Roseman talked about the culture, and the culture is still winning Super Bowls. And he's still going to be aggressive. That's the thing love about Howie T. He's still going to be aggressive. That's what I love. That's what I love. I love it. I love it. Okay? I love it. He talked about a lot of stuff, and I'm here for it. Now, before we get to Nick Sirianni, let's take a light break. Let's take a light break real quick before we get to Nick Sirianni. Let's take a light break. Let's get them subscriptions up. Share it. Share the video. Share it. Share the video. Share the like. Share it to your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, your aunt, your uncle. Share it. I thought I saw something from Adam Schefter. Hold on. It probably ain't nothing about us, but, Yeah, it was about the Bills. It was about the Bills, so. Yep. Get them likes up, y'all, while I see any Eagles news related. Get them likes up. Get all those stuff up. Let's get this channel up. Let's see. Howie. Big old Dom. Big Dom. Yep. Everything seems to be in order. No news. All right. All right. Now, did y'all get them likes up? Did y'all get them subscriptions up? Hope you did. Because now we're going to turn to Nick Sirianni and what he has to say. So let's get to him. All right. Here is the head coach of your Philadelphia Eagles, who to me, let's be real, he looks tired. Let's be real, Nick Sirianni looks tired. But let's get to him.
For the offseason, obviously you've gotten a chance to watch some film. Have you analyzed the drop off that happened mid-season?
Yeah, that's what this early parts are for. These early, you get a little bit of time to get away. You hire new coaches, you get a little time to get away, and then you start to analyze your season and watch draft prospects, watch free agencies, and so that's what we're in the process of right now. What happened, what we did well, what we didn't do well, right? And obviously there was a drop off and of how we played down the stretch and how we coached down the stretch. And again, those are still in the early stages of us kind of identifying those things. Don't want to give you a premature answer, but yeah, that's what we're in the process of doing right now. And we're committed obviously to getting it better and to taking a good step forward next year.
Nick, do you think Jalen needs to be more of a vocal leader next season? And how do you think he did last year leading?
Everybody, there's not a book that is written on this is how you lead, right? People lead in different ways. And one thing I learned early about in leadership is that you have to be yourself. And because if you lead and you're trying to be somebody you're not, when you lead, then that gets seen through. I mean, that's just that's the same scenario I was put in, when I became the head coach or an offensive coordinator or whatever it was. And everybody has to lead their way, and Jalen has special qualities that people will follow and people will want to follow. And he's got to do what he needs to do to lead in that way. And so some people's leadership style is loud and aggressive. Some people's leadership styles by example, and some is a mixture of both. And so Jalen needs to lead how he needs to lead, right? And AJ needs to lead how he needs to lead. And whoever it is, Slay's got to lead how he needs to lead. And because that's leadership, right? Is being who you are and leading an example. At the end of the day, if you're leading by example, that's a great style of leadership. So Jalen needs to lead how he needs to lead, and I think he's done a great job of doing so. And he'll get, just like he has done in other things, he'll get better at that part of his game, and he'll get better at, just because I know that he'll continue to work on getting better at no matter what part of the game he needs to work at.
So in other words, to all you haters, doubters, and critics that ran your mouth about my quarterback, Jalen freaking Hurts, shut up! There is no leadership issue when it comes to my boy, Jalen freaking Hurts. Chris Sims. Ha! Fletcher Cox proved it. Nick Sirianni proved it. AJ Brown proved it. That's my quarterback, Jalen freaking Hurts. By the way, did y'all hit that like yet? I'm going to keep reminding y'all. Did y'all hit that like yet? Did y'all subscribe? Did y'all hit that notification bell? Don't be on that bougie. Love sis. Don't be on that bougie. Ever since I brought Simone on the show, and I keep saying that song, I keep saying that line, bougie. Hello, sis. Bougie.
Later, from Atlanta. As you look back to the way you did things last year, how much are you looking at changing the way you communicate with players? Is that under consideration? Because the other reports out there, that even some players have been exceptional. So, how are you planning on changing the way you communicate with players?
You go through like anytime you go through a season, whether it's successful in your eyes or whether it's not successful in your eyes, you look on ways, opportunities to get better. And my job is to talk to every single player, and I've done that. Talk to every single coach. What went right? What went wrong? What's your and you take that into account. You take everything into account, and you try to get better at doing those things. I think connection is our number one core value, and there were things that we as a team, myself.
I love Nick Sirianni. I do. I love Nick Sirianni. But the core values, it's as annoying as me keep saying to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. The core values, I love me and Nick Sirianni, but come on, man. We don't want to hear no core values. Now, I'm not one of these people that want chick on. Okay? Not yet. We'll see how you do this season. But the core values, man, it's like a parrot. Core values?
Didn't do a good enough job of last year, right? Maybe we leaned a little bit more into one category of our core values: compete, accountability, football IQ, and fundamentals. Maybe at times I felt like I leaned maybe a little bit into one and not enough into the other. And so those are all things that you evaluate at the end of the year. And I look forward to, getting better and like I said to you guys before, like, we're not that far removed from having one of the best cultures, that any of us had ever been around. And that's, our players would say that, our coaches would say that, and it's just some tweaks that we need to do. But make no mistake about it, the things that, like, you can change how you communicate your culture. You can change about little ways that way you do it with it. But at the forefront, we're never going to change what the culture is: connect, compete, accountability, football IQ, and fundamentals. And we have the right coaches in here to do it, and we have the right players in here to do it, because we have good people in this building.
What parts of Kellen Moore's scheme will complement those two teams?
Yeah, good question. So obviously Kellen, I hired Kellen because I felt like he was the best guy for the job, and Kellen's been successful in every place that he's been. I know it's relatively a young career, but he's been successful as a player. He's been successful as a coach. And so, I like the way he thinks about football and the way he takes everything in and is able to make decisions off of that. So it's been fun getting to know him. I've always had respect from him from afar. And it's been fun to getting to know him and work through these things together, to build our offense for next season. And so he's been highly successful, and we've been highly successful. And I think that, I'm really looking forward to meshing the things, meshing what he's done really well together with the things that we've done really well. I think it's going to be a really good match. And Kellen's track record speaks for itself.
How can you make Jalen better as a quarterback?
Yeah, Jalen's obviously had high moments of success. Last year in 2022, a runner-up for
MVP.
Obviously up there for the MVP award, and through the first 11 games, the same thing here. And then we had a fall off as a team, and it's not just Jalen, it's not just me, it's our team that we had a fall off as a team those last 6 weeks, and we all need to get better from. But Jalen's played some really outstanding football. Here's what I know about Jalen: if whatever he needs, whatever he deems we see that he needs to work on, or he sees that he needs to work on, he's gonna get better at that, because he puts everything he has into it, and And that's a form of leadership too. Like Jalen sees something that he feels is a weakness of his, or we feel like is a weakness of his. He's going to dive everything that he has and pour everything that he has into it to get better from that. Like that's leadership. Like that's a form of leadership. And so I know that, obviously I'll keep some of the things that we've all talked about, what I need to get better at, what he needs to get better at, to ourselves. But I know that he'll put everything that he has into getting better as a football player, being better as a quarterback, so we can win more games as a team.
What's the core DNA of your Bulldog players? And what does Kirby do so well to get his guys ready for the league?
Toughness, right? Toughness. Obviously, the guys that we've drafted and have on our team from Georgia are highly talented, right? We have two.
Hold on, Nick. So, can y'all put some respect on Jalen freaking Hurts' name now? Because he ain't going nowhere. I mean, his new contract extension begins, I don't know, now. It's not going nowhere. Just like I hope y'all ain't going nowhere when I say hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, like, subscribe, comment to the Birds of Bars YouTube channel and stuff. I mean, it would be nice. It would be nice. It would be nice.
2 first-round guys in Jordan, and then Jalen, another first-round guy in Nolan. We got a third-round guy in Nakobe, a fourth-round guy in Keeley. So they're tough, they're physical, they know how to win, and on top of that, they're really good football players. And so we look forward to continuing to develop those guys. And so you look at it from afar and say, hey, these guys know how to work. These guys know how to practice. I think and these guys are tough. I think that's anytime you can say that about another coach, like hopefully you understand that's a high praise that I have for Coach Smart and what he's done at that program. And obviously grateful for that because we have some of those really good players on our team.
AJ has much more where we talk about, not being afraid to play young players. What's been your philosophy on that your first 3 years in the league, and how do you see that evolving?
My philosophy has always been play the guys that are going to help you win the game every week, regardless of whether you talk about scheme, whether you talk about players. You're trying to do whatever you can do to win the game because that's the bottom line, is to win football games. And so whoever gives us that best chance to win a football game, that's what we'll do. Young, old, middle, it doesn't matter. We're going to do what we need to do. I owe that to our team, our and our coaches and our players and our fans to play the best player that's going to help us win that week. And so we don't care who that is.
Probably frustrated with some of the outside noise. I guess what's been your reaction to it? Do you talk to him about handling that type of stuff?
AJ, like I've been telling you guys for a long time, not only is he one of the best players I've ever been around, he's also one of the best leaders, and and he's going to do anything he can do to stick up for his teammates. That's why I admire. That's why he wears a C on his chest. And I think that if you're speculating, well, hey, what does it mean if he's yelling over it? Like everybody doesn't. There's some people that when you're leading them, you yell at them, and there's some people when you're leading them, you put your arm around them, and there's some people there's somewhere in the middle, and like that's leadership. Also, is just figuring out what buttons to press with different guys. Not every person is. You don't treat everybody the exact same, right? The standard is what it is, and you hold everybody to that standard, but you don't treat everybody exactly the same of how you get to that standard, how you correct that standard, or how you praise that standard. Everybody's a little bit different. I think, AJ understands that. Like I said, just a great teammate, a great person. In my opinion, best receiver that's been in Philadelphia. And I grew up a Terrell Owens fan, and I grew up Howie says I'm too young to like Mike Quick, but I was a huge Mike Quick fan. And it's pretty cool that I get to do some interviews with him every once in a while. But you look at the stats and you look at what AJ's done in a 2-year span. He's had the 2 most productive years ever as an Eagle wide receiver. And so, man, like when you have one of your best players being also one of your best leaders, that's special.
Where do you land on with Hassan Reddick's future with the Eagles, knowing that there's going to be a business decision that has to be made this whole season?
Uh, yeah, obviously, we'll see how that plays out. I don't know how that will play out. Obviously, Hassan's been awesome for us these last 2 years. Big reason why we've been to the playoffs the last 2 years is the contributions of Hassan. He's played really outstanding football. So, we'll see how that plays out, and hopefully he's an Eagle.
Coach, what's your experience staff this year than last year? A, was that intentional? And B, why did you turn over the defensive staff and not the offensive staff?
So it was about getting the right guys for the job. And I'm excited to have the experience of Vic here. He's obviously been an outstanding coordinator for a long time, a very long time in this league. Shoot, he was telling me the other day when we were driving up here that the combine when he first started was in New Orleans. I can't even fathom how. So he's been in this league for so long, been successful for so long, and I'm really looking forward to that. Because as well as we've done on defense in the past, dating back to Jonathan. Jonathan was a first-year coordinator, as I was a first-year head coach, and Sean was early on in his I think it was his second year as a coordinator. And so I'm really looking forward to that experience that Vic will provide. Vic's a great play caller. He's done it again. Like I said, he's done it for a very, very long time, very, at a high level. And, I'm really excited for that experience we have. And, as I think it's important, that Vic had, some of his guys that he's worked with before and that know his system and know the things that he requires. And so there's a reason, why there's some change there on the defensive side, because he needed some guys that were familiar with that, which Sean didn't have last year, and so I thought that was important. As far as, us kind of creating our Philadelphia Eagles offense going into 2024, right? That will be, thoughts that we've done in the past really well. There'll be thoughts that Kellen's done in the past really well. And so, we look forward to building that together. And so, Kellen has we brought in Doug to be the quarterback coach. And then we kept, stayed pat in a lot of different areas as well with Kevin and with Jason, with Stout. Those are really, obviously we know those are really good coaches, have a lot of faith in them. And, it's meshing of two systems to grow in both systems so we can put the best product on the field. And so, that's why that's kind of stayed similar is because we're going to be doing a lot of different, we're going to be doing different things, but also going to be doing things that we've been successful at as well. And so, and obviously those guys that I just mentioned on offense have the success and look forward to growing from that.
In his first year in Indianapolis, and just seeing him, I guess, grow in that role in his first year.
Yeah, I obviously didn't get a chance to watch too many of Shane's games. Obviously we were busy doing our own thing, but always rooting for Shane. And I'm happy for him that it was a success. He had to go through some ups and downs with some guys getting injured, and he continued to coach really good football from afar. What's that?
Personality-wise, what sticks out about him makes him, I guess, ready for that opportunity?
Yeah, he's had a lot of good experiences. I think he's all football at all times. And, that's what he's interested in. I think there's not a lot of, I've obviously feel like I have a good friendship with Shane and, really value that friendship. But I can't tell you that when my wife and his wife and myself and our kids, we all went out to dinner, there was much other conversations going on besides football. And that's Shane. And so I value that relationship. And I'm really happy that he, obviously didn't get a chance to watch a lot of his stuff. But happy how they, that they had a successful season, and I'm really excited for them. And I'm not surprised that they did, because I know Shane's a great football coach. He's a great leader. He's a great person, and I'm happy for his success that he's having.
Nick, you see the running back room shaping out now that DeAndre is headed to free agency, and I think Kenny's the only one under contract next year. Do you feel like you need to change that room around?
No, I think last year we ended up. I can't. You guys would know better than me. I know we were in the top 10 in rushing, and that's been kind of a staple here for the past 3 years. And we've done it with different pieces, and you always can do it with different pieces. but obviously you get attached to the things that DeAndre had a great year. He did a lot of really great things, and we'll see how that plays out. There's a lot to play out, right? There's free agency, there's the draft, then there's college free agency, then there's more guys that are still left out. I mean, so there's so many things that can play out. You're trying to fill just like you are in a receiver room, trying to fill different roles, right? You're trying to do the same thing at the running back position, trying to do the same thing at the tight end position, of making sure you have the right guys to fill the roles that you want to do as an offense. And maybe one guy can fill 3 roles, and maybe one guy can fill the other 2. And so you just never know how that plays out, and what players you have in place. But we, obviously value the contributions that DeAndre made. He's a great football player. We'll see how that goes with where we are. But there's so many things that play out. But I know we know what we're looking for as far as that position and the roles that we want to fill with that position. And so, and having Kenny, he fills some of those roles, and we're excited to have him, and look forward to see what the future has with the other guys.
What's one thing you learned last year from the end of the season you think next year can help you if you are in a similar situation or you lose a game or two? Like, what was one takeaway you thought?
We went through early here in 2021. We went through a really tough stretch, right? And we doubled down on the things we knew to be true, our culture, our core values. And I wouldn't say, and then we went through a tough stretch here too. And even though we said to ourselves, hey, we're doubling down on this, it didn't. In 2021 it worked, and in 2023 it didn't work. I think it's just, again, being in this constant growth mindset of things that, just always trying to get better at every style of football that you're trying to do. And then just, I do think though, with those core values, you always double down on those, because to me, it wasn't a core values. We didn't just make them up and say, hey, connect, compete, accountability, football IQ, and fundamentals are what's important. Right. That was years and years of coaching and playing that we thought to ourselves, and I thought to myself, these are the common denominators of good football teams. And that's not changing off of a bad spurt. Right. And so it is a true double down on those from day one. Doubling down on the connection, doubling down on the accountability. I really look at it, those two, the connect and the accountability. Even though I say connect, compete, well, those two C's kind of go together. So it's like they say together. But connect and accountability are the two, I would say, cornerstones of our program. Those are the ones that when I really take away, hey, these are important. That we play with good football IQ, that we play with good fundamentals, and that we compete our off. Those are important. But it all starts, everything starts with the accountability and the connecting. And so it's almost a double down, a triple down on those core values. And I look forward to when the players get back to do that. And as you see, that we've been kind of doing it as coaches with our cheesesteak tour.
Nick,
what do you got, Jeff?
Yep, there he is. There it is. I like what Nick Sirianni said. It is what it is. Backed up Jalen freaking Hurts, backed up AJ Brown, backed up Hassan Reddick, backed up everybody. So I liked exactly what he said. So with that being said, let's hear from y'all. If y'all got anything to ask while we wait, we're going to sit back, relax for a couple of minutes unless you got anything. You heard from Nick Sirianni. You heard from Howie Roseman. What's your thoughts? I want to hear from y'all. What's your thoughts? And before you ask the question, Birds of Broad Street YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, like, subscribe, and comment to the Birds of Broad Street YouTube channel. What's up? How y'all? I want to know from my people, how you feeling? How we feeling? We heard from Nick Sirianni. We heard from Howie. Oh, Howie. Howie T. How we feeling? How we feeling? How we feeling? I want to know how y'all feeling. Let me know in the chat how we feeling. You heard from Nick Sirianni. You heard from Howie. Oh, Howie. Howie T. We heard from him. So how we feeling? How we feeling? Let me know in the chat. So with that being said, I guess that's all we got for today. But make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, like, subscribe, and comment to the Birds of Broad Street YouTube channel and all of our channels. And with that being said, y'all know how we roll. Whether it's the thrill of victory or the agony of defeat, we just covered it all here on Broad Street. I'm your boy, Mr. Miss Kuka County YouTube representing the Birds. Thank you for watching. Fly, Eagles, fly, and go. Fly,